if you like the show and you want more show, there's a secret way to get... I'm sorry, I'm getting a text message. It's from Patreon. They say, remind people about Patreon. We're doing it.
Oh, God, annoying.
Ugh, they're the worst. Actually, they're the best. It's the only way we fund the show. Head to patreon.com/wehaveconcerns to find out how you can get bonus episodes and help keep the show going. Come on, evolution.
Odd, right?
Fix that shit. Evolution, fix that shit. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens.
Here's a story that I find insane. We accept stories a variety of ways, one of which is on our subreddit over at wehaveconcerns.reddit.com.
Hey, everyone. Join the conversation.
Hey. Get on that social media.
No, but seriously, a lot of great people are over on the subreddit sharing stories all the time. Go be there. Go be one of them.
Yes, this was a story that was submitted to us by Richard Lovejoy, which I think is a Simpsons character.
Reverend Lovejoy.
Yes, but is his first name Richard?
Reverend Richard Lovejoy? Could be.
I think this might be this guy's actual name, but
maybe it.
Kudos on that.
Yeah, maybe it's the guy who has the lawsuit against Matt Groening.
All I'm saying is get into the... It's kind of how he talks, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Homer Simpson, you're going to have to do.
Matt, I can't believe you continually, even after 20 years, say you didn't steal my likeness for your character.
Was me. Anyway, so he said this story about, several others did as well. This story about the Large Hadron Collider. We haven't really talked about the Large Hadron Particle Collider on the show very much, but it's an awesome thing.
Yeah.
It's an awesome thing.
Yep.
27 kilometers long. It's the largest machine built by humans in the history of man.
Just a big old slot car racetrack for subatomic particles.
Yes.
Smash them together.
See what happens.
It's like...
Let God sort it out.
It's like a Canyon of Doom raceway slot car set. Kids, ask your parents. But for atoms.
Yeah. it is colder. The electromagnets that make it up are colder than space.
Yeah.
They have to be kept colder than actual space.
So crazy. And we're doing all these things to figure out how the fabric of the universe itself works.
Yeah.
Here's the crazy thing about having such a large underground gigantic tunnel that must be kept in perfect shape.
Yeah.
Hard to keep it in perfect shape.
It turns out when you spend $7 billion on something and it takes decades to build and it's the largest machine in the world and everybody's watching it all the time, turns out you can't protect it from everything.
Yeah.
Including critters.
I mean, it's underground. It's in the earth.
Yeah, you'd think.
The problem is the earth is not a laboratory. The earth is the earth.
So here's a story about recently the Hadron Collider was shut down by what appears to be a weasel. A weasel.
Like just a real jerk.
Actually, it's a marten. Do you know what a marten is? M-A-R-T-E-N, marten?
No.
I guess it's kind of looks like a weasel, but that's the actual technical name of the creature is a marten.
So a weasel family.
In the weasel family, weasel got into the Large Hadron Collider and shut it down. Shut the whole thing down.
This weasel is really worried about the particles colliding and us accidentally creating a black hole or us creating something that's going to destroy the fabric of time.
This is my theory. There's been a lot of people who have said that maybe time travel is real because of how many problems the Hadron Collider has had and that people in the future are constantly coming back to sabotage it so that we don't destroy ourselves. And maybe the animal kingdom is getting involved now. Maybe
the animals have a sense.
Yes.
They
like
have
before an earthquake. Like when a dog knows an earthquake's about to happen.
The weasel doesn't know why. It just knows that it has to get into the collider.
Yeah.
And stop it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, I buy it.
Hey, Martin, I've been having some weird feelings. Martin.
Yeah.
Martin the Martin.
Yeah. Yes, it's me. Hi.
Martin, I've been having some weird
feelings. We're not
on
a phone. We can't use them. You can see me right in front of you.
I know, but my vision is strange. I'm in the weasel family. You know, I'm used to looking.
I am too. You literally know that I am too.
Okay, Martin,
get to the point.
I've had some weird thoughts lately, man.
Wait a minute.
You know that weird giant tunnel that appeared not too long ago?
The tunnel of no food.
The tunnel of no food. That's the one that hums strangely.
There used to be food underground.
Not anymore.
Now there's no food.
Not in the tunnel of no food. I've been having this weird feeling that I should just run headlong into it and throw my body at that big humming energy field that we all have been frightened of. I feel like I should just sort of just cast myself into it.
Do you think if you do, there will be food?
I'm hoping that...
Can you bring back the food?
My sacrifice will yield food for the entire family. What do you think? I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to dive right in.
Well, I'll tell you this. I don't understand much about much.
Yeah.
I know 3 things. Number 1, my name is Martin. Number 2, I'm in the weasel family. And number 3, that tunnel has no food, and I want food. Those are literally the only 3 things I understand.
The only things that we've established.
But also, I'm just a small animal.
Yeah.
And I'm real dumb.
In a big world.
In a big world full of no food.
A lot of no food.
Throw yourself into that tunnel of no food.
I think I'm going to do it.
Do it.
All right, let's go.
Go! Do the thing! Do the thing!
Martin. Martin. I've returned
No.
from the tunnel of no food.
Is there food now?
No, there is still not food. But I am full of knowledge. I've been to the future, and I've seen things.
Understand any of these concepts. Is there food?
Martin.
Mm-hmm.
There are many animals and creatures beyond our understanding.
Okay. Do they have food?
Most of them have plentiful amounts of food.
How do we get that food?
Martin, I think you're focusing on the wrong things here.
I need food.
Martin.
It's pretty important.
Martin, I have some very big news to tell you. You are not actually part of the weasel family.
So I only know 2 things now?
Exactly. Everything you've known up to this point is 1/3 a lie.
Huh. I don't understand fractions. Let me ask you this.
Yes, Martin.
Does that mean I can eat different food and there might be food now?
Now, you should eat other kinds of food. Non-weasel family foods.
Like what? What is a food now?
This.
All right. I feel like his prophecies were a little wasted.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, well,
that's the problem.
He really was. He was just in the weasel family.
He was going to the wrong audience.
He had a small amount of knowledge before and after.
That's the tough thing, is when you reach that next evolutionary step, when you're the first one.
Yeah.
This is what Magneto's always talking about.
Mm-hmm.
People aren't going to understand you. They're going to fear you.
Yes.
You're going to be above them, and it's going to be lonely.
It's tough. It's tough out there for a future pimp.
For a hyper-intelligent weasel. Or weasel-like animal.
Well, they found this little guy's remains, charred remains. He got into the Hadron Collider.
They were colliding?
Yeah.
Whoa.
They found his remains, but I submit that his remains are only there because he transcended physical properties.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly, his consciousness has moved on to another plane, perhaps a different dimension.
He's figured it all out.
A parallel universe.
Yeah.
Clearly.
He doesn't need food anymore.
No.
He isn't part of the weasel family anymore.
His energy ghost, we can call it a ghost because that's the concept that we can handle.
Exactly.
But his energy ghost, like a weasel version of Dr. Manhattan.
That's right.
Will haunt the Large Hadron Collider as he's reassembling his self.
Yeah, one particle at a time.
Into the next coming thing, which will destroy the Large Hadron Collider and potentially the rest of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Or he could save us. It could go either way, even though in the movie you don't feel that tension.
Well, he'll decide based on our behavior at this point. But
sure.
I think that he accomplished 2 goals. One was, of course, transcend his physical being. And the second was shut down that hadron. Shut it all down.
Yeah.
Because they really did lose the ability to use the hadron for a long time because of this weasel.
That's so hilarious.
Getting in.
How did it get in?
They don't
want to say. They don't want to say, but I bet
they don't want to give any other weasel.
There's like a big weasel-sized hole in the Large Hadron Collider.
You want to know the craziest thing about this? In this article, this is an article on NPR, by the way. This is not the first time this has happened, and it's not exclusive to the Large Hadron Collider. There was another particle accelerator in Illinois.
The Medium Hadron Collider.
Yeah, the small, the middling size.
The just fine. The big enough for you Hadron Collider.
All right. Let's not get excited, Hadron Collider.
The don't overreach your bounds, Hadron Collider.
Yeah, it's not so much a collider as it is a nuzzler.
Yeah,
it just like nuzzles atoms together.
The don't go into debt over this collider. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no reason to make monthly payments on a collider.
Well, that exists in Illinois, and in 2006, there was an attack. And the thing that's amazing is Fermilab Today, which is an actual newsletter that dated Monday, June 19th, 2006, has a report, the official report that was filed by this collider in Illinois from the operators in the main control room at 1:24 a.m. They had an attack by a pack of raccoons, and the official report at 1:24 a.m. says it appears to have been a coordinated effort.
Whoa!
The raccoons banded together and decided to attack the collider.
Raccoons are so dope.
Yeah, they are.
Like, can we just talk for a second about how raccoons are so dope? They're so smart.
Yeah, they are.
And
they
so
want your
mean.
garbage. If they had higher
They're so
aspirations,
smart and angry.
If only they had higher aspirations than your garbage.
But they do. It looks like they do.
It looks like they do. They want to shut down particle colliders. Because
what do
listen to
the
this.
animals know, Jeff?
They said, fortunately, by 1:53 a.m., a joint force of operators and experts managed to drive the raccoons out of their hastily made fortifications. They built a fort.
They were doing like raccoon tower defense down in the Medium Hadron Collider.
It gets worse, dude. Then at 4:18...
By worse, you mean better, right?
At 4:18, the raccoons made what some thought to be a counterattack at division headquarters. The fortifications were just a diversion for the counterattack.
They flanked them. They flanked them.
They had Ocean's 11 style attack on the particle.
They hijacked the video feed and showed a video feed of a quiet Medium Hadron Collider, while at the same time they are assembling forts.
Yeah.
They are doing like a divide and conquer. They're doing a pinchers attack.
I think the animal kingdom has decided to make a coordinated decision to stop what we're doing.
There are some things we shouldn't know. This is what nature is telling us.
This is what nature is actually coming out and telling us.
They are literally creating. This is like a shimmalamim.
Yeah.
This is like a shimmamadum.
Yeah.
The movie where the trees tries to kill us because the trees is like, don't do what you do.
Yeah.
And the trees.
One of those shimma.
The shimmaminam.
Flim flam.
You know, the guy who, and we're not going to get into this, arguably ruined Avatar. We're not going to get into this, you and me.
Oh.
We're not going to get into this.
I'll get real angry real quick.
We're not going to get into this. But, yeah, it's
Listen
like
to this,
nature. It's like nature fighting back. It's granting these new abilities and powers to, I guess, just dirty scavenger sort of animals.
I mean, you go to the war with the army you've got.
Yeah,
that's what nature says.
I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. Sure, I'm afraid of bears. We're all afraid of bears. Yeah. It's important to be afraid of bears because bears are unstoppable.
You got to use the right tool for the right job, right?
Yes.
Bear isn't the right tool for this job.
But here's what's nuts, Jeff. I'm probably equally afraid of a goddamn weasel.
Yeah, or a raccoon army.
Yeah, because they just seem dirty and mean.
Oh yeah, and they got claws.
A bear is
and they
like,
carry disease.
Oh, so many diseases.
Yeah,
a bear is just like, dude, I didn't mean to get in your way, bear.
Yeah,
because a bear doesn't want anything to do with you. You don't want anything to do with a bear. If you see a weasel or a raccoon, you just see in their eyes that they're like, oh, is this going down?
Yeah.
Oh, is this happening? Are we doing this right now, you and me?
Their eyes will reflect your light back at you, and you know you're in trouble. A bear will rip you limb from limb. Let's be honest.
It really doesn't want to.
It's over quickly. It doesn't want to. It's over fast. It's unpleasant, but, at least you die fast. A weasel? They get their fangs into you, their claws. Then you die over weeks from malaria or some shit that they've been carrying.
That tracks malaria from weasels.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's what it is. I'm sure.
It's way more likely to be malaria than like rabies or something.
I'm sure it's malaria.
It's pretty. We don't need to look it up or anything.
Why would
We're pretty sure that it's malaria from weasels.
And listen to this. The end of the report. No raccoons were either injured or captured during these encounters. They won. They won.
It's a tactical victory.
Yeah. They all got back to base and were high-fiving and passing their malaria around from one another.
The fucking
happily.
raccoon versions of Snap Wexley and Poe Dameron.
Yeah.
Just like,
so happy.
that was close, but we did it and we got out unscathed.
The little raccoon BB-8 is like chirping away.
The raccoon version, if it's a raccoon army, then I would like to think that BB-8 is like one of those little hopping birds. You know?
Yeah.
Like you see on the sidewall, one of those little hopping birds that sometimes has a French fry in its mouth.
Yeah, like when you're eating at an outdoor cafe and they just hop on by.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's a little BB-8.
And I feel like all those little animals in their little flight suits or whatever, they probably flight suits.
I'm sure.
Just like high-fiving because they stopped whatever our version of the Death Star, Death Ray, Death whatever was.
Yeah. They did
Nature doesn't want us to collide things.
No. Nature knows. It's a bad idea.
What sort of dark knowledge are we going to get from this thing where nature's like, fuck y'all and your dark knowledge?
Yeah. Nature is the equivalent of like Snow White commanding all of the animal kingdom to give her a dress. Like instead of giving her a dress, it's stopping science.
It's more like if Snow White had sicked the squirrels on the Wicked Queen.
Right.
That's what it's more like.
By the way, why didn't she do that?
I don't know. It seems like something you'd do.
I mean, it's nice that they can sew and all
Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, none of them sicked anybody on anything. And they have command over the powers of nature.
They did.
Waste of power. Waste of power.
That's just bad use of power.
Let me tell you something. All I've got is my idiot dog. And I have tried to get my idiot dog to kill for me so many times.
You sick him on everybody.
He just rolls around and like plays with toys, but like...
When you say sick, I think he hears lick because that's all he does.
I don't know what he hears.
Yeah.
Who even knows if he hears anything, the idiot?
But I bet
I love him. He's a perfect prince, and nobody can say otherwise.
I would say, though, Anthony, if he caught wind of our Hadron colliding, I bet he'd be pretty upset.
I said Large Hadron Collider to him once.
You did?
As I was rubbing his belly, and he bit me and ran away and hid in a corner for 3 days.
There you go.
Couldn't get him to come out for anything.
I rest my case.
All I said was, who's a good boy? Who's gonna Large Hadron Collider's gonna figure out the nature of reality?
And he freaked out, right?
Freaked the fuck out.
Yeah.
You've never seen a
All of nature knows.
Freak out like that.
All of nature knows, man.
If you whisper Large Hadron Collider into the wind, fruit falls from the trees.
It's true. I dare
dark
you.
Cloud will roll in over you.
I dare you to walk into a pet store and just say Large Hadron Collider.
Oh, they have policies against it. I'm not allowed to go back into PetSmart.
Yeah.
I can't go to any PetSmarts in the continental United States.
No, it makes sense.
Because I went in once and I said, Large Hadron Collider, and the animals all escaped.
Went bonkers. Yeah. Yeah.
And just started tearing people apart. But you know what's funny is it's almost like 5 minutes later, the animals just returned to normal and had like no memory of ever having done that.
Right. That's because nature possesses the animals just for short periods of time.
Yeah, it's a Shimamaru.
That's what Shimama said. They call it the Shimama effect.
It's that
They call it the Shim effect. The effect of the Shim.
I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Number one, I just think it's so hilarious that we have to build something this large in order to do these experiments, but you can't possibly watch or lock down something that large. Right? Like, how are you going to keep even the tiny, like, dude, I wake up sometimes and there's a giant fucking spider in my house.
Yeah.
How'd that spider get there? I don't know, but it's apparently been there for like 3 days. It's built an intricate web.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. You got 27 miles of Hadron Collider?
Yeah, that's 17
kilometers,
miles.
17 miles.
Yeah, it's a lot to cover, and especially with the low priority evidently on keeping out critters.
Do you know what I've always seen like the pictures of them going like driving around the Hadron Collider?
Yeah.
In like the golf cart?
Yeah.
Isn't that like on your list of things to do before you die?
100%.
Dude, it's like they're
100%.
driving a golf cart around like Galactus or like a Macross or
the
something.
Death Star.
Or the Death
You're
Star.
just hanging out in the greatest thing humans have ever conceived and built.
You know when that episode of The Tick where the Tick becomes a herald of like whoever humongous?
Yeah.
And he's like driving around. It's basically Galactus, but he's on a golf cart, like doing like maintenance on Galactus's body.
Yeah.
That's what the Large Hadron Collider looks like. Kids, ask your parents.
Yeah.
All I want to do is drive a golf cart around the Hadron Collider.
The only downside with that job is how many animal remains you have to clear out. Because after 5 or 6 different animal remains, I bet it gets a little bit tedious.
Well, that's number 2. number one, you can't possibly keep everything out. Number two, because you can't possibly keep everything out, why isn't every test failing? How big does something have to be before it screws? Because we're talking about subatomic particles colliding, right?
Yeah.
In a gigantic tunnel.
Right.
How big of a thing?
It turns out weasel / raccoon size.
And can they be anywhere in it to fuck it up, or do they need to be in the direct path of these particles?
Yeah.
How do you fuck something up?
They figured it out. It sounds like a mystery to us, but they figured it out. They know how to fuck it up.
But I mean, how do they make anything work, though? How do they have any successful tests?
That's a good question.
Man, if anybody knows more about this, please hit us up on Twitter. We would love to hear more. I'm at @Carbone.
And I'm at Jeff Kanata. Specifically more about the sort of infinite knowledge of nature.
Yeah. If you can, let us know what the hive mind capabilities of raccoons are.
Yeah.
And or tell us more about the Large Hadron Collider.
Yeah, we're definitely interested in the Large Hadron Collider thing, but like that crazy nature overmind that sends minions to do its bidding, we'd love to know more about that.
Yeah, we'd love to know how to do that. We'd love some specific steps and or rituals. Thank you very much. You can hashtag those. We haven't been doing hashtags lately, and people have been complaining.
So mad at us, man.
Here's the hashtag was inside you guys all along. That's the secret.
That's right.
That was where the hashtag really was. But you can hashtag this one.
You just give him a
hashtag this one shmamalong.
Yes. You have to use the hashtag
And hey, if you're enjoying the show,
I am enjoying the show.
Shut the fuck up, Jeff Kanata. It's not about you.
Oh, well, I'm the only one here.
We're like almost at 300 episodes. You don't know how this works?
No.
But if you are enjoying the episode, I want to ask you, share the show with a friend.
Yeah, that's actually our entire marketing budget right there. You telling your friends about our show. It's how we expand, how we grow. It's how we eventually become our own hive mind.
Yeah, it's how we will build a fair to middling Hadron Collider.
That's right.
First you get the audience.
Yes.
Then you get the raccoons.
Then you get the particles.
Then you get the particles. Then you get the women. Thanks, guys. That was kind of, I guess, Scarface planning a collider is what I was doing. I don't know.
That's pretty good.
I don't know. I didn't do the voice. I don't think it worked.
Say hello to my infinitely small friend.